Good morning. Welcome everybody to the NFT morning. Today is November 25th and I am with my dear Rem. Hello Rem, how are you? Rem, you're on mute. Rem is waking up.
Sorry. I'm fine. Hello, John. How are you?
Look at these small eyes. We can see with your glasses, that today is not actually, it's 20 is I think everybody's tired in the morning in November. I think it's kind of it's a rule, November is maybe the worst month
It's the worst
in
month. Yeah.
the worst month, and but there are always some sunshines, and today is a very special episode. It's one of them because we have the chance to start a new show, a new monthly show at NFT Morning. And this monthly show will be in partnership with at least one of these three people every month, but if we are lucky, all of them. So, if you've been
Like
following
this
the
morning.
NFT world, the last few months, years, you know them. So, basically, we can welcome Pauline, Fanny, and Eleonora. Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
So
you?
super excited to have you. Super happy to have you. So we've been crossing all of your ways, for different adventures, and I think it's nice to do a micro roundtable. But first, you come here as the 100 collector crew. So Pauline, you for people who actually, let's go directly, just Pauline, in one sentence, what is 100 collector?
We are a private club for contemporary and digital art collectors globally.
Wow. Okay. That's
I mean, you asked for one line.
no,
Right?
no. I think it's good. It's prepared. Because sometimes when I ask these people, say, yeah, this is a club. We have like collectors. We have also this group. We are sharing information. We are getting no, bam, straightforward. Thank you, Pauline.
I
And
can I can expand a little if you want me to.
but maybe you can just introduce also, just the for people who don't know your partners who are with us this morning. We know them, but we have the so we'll come back also on your background, Pauline. But actually, yeah, Fanny is like actually, it's Fanny and Eleonora are two OGs actually first, very early in the space, and with I would say 100 different uh, skills, missions, achievements, in the digital art and NFT space. So Fanny, what is what is how would you define yourself?
um, I mean, it's like I think one we've all seen the one rule to survive in Web3 is to adapt and adapt what you do to like the market and so kind of what I've done is I mean Eleonora and both Eleonora and I and Pauline come from more like the traditional art market and we all fell at one point in the crypto rabbit hole. And I actually met Eleonora. We met in New York in 2018 in this like weird crypto art space where we were the weird crypto art people. And so no, I mean, done digital art advising since then for platforms, artists, and collectors, and individually like with my practice. And now it's more fun to do it as a group. And I think this is quite it's not like something that you see a lot in the traditional art market, like collectors club. I mean, it's a very lonely activity, and I think this is quite nice to add some fun to it. Like what we've done in like with our frogs and our weird stuff, like in digital. Like I think this is adding the community part it's quite nice. Also for us to work like, because Eleonora and Pauline and I have known each other for some time as well on different capacities. So it's quite fun.
Okay, cool. No, it's a good intro. And Eleonora, maybe you want to complete your background also introduction. You've been doing a lot of curation in the space.
Yeah. How do I identify? No, I mean, it's what Fanny just said, to adapt, really, like to navigate. Obviously, when you have to navigate something which is constantly new, that you need to, like renew yourself constantly. So I would say like a digital art curator, but it means a lot and nothing. Yes, so but now it's we have this club of collectors. It's been very fun. I also met Pauline in New York, so for me New York is like crucial. Somehow I met her there. So crucial place in the world where I met these women, and I'm having a lot of fun working with them. Also, as Fanny said, it's very nice to be working in a group on something again which is kind of like pretty new.
No, I think it's important. I just wanted to introduce you because it's, Pauline, 100 Collectors is led by three of you. Is there someone else in the team, Pauline?
Yeah, we're 5. You have Delphina and Julia as well, but we are the 3 co-founders. Yeah.
The 3 co-founders plus Delphina and Julia, and that.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I do want to say something because it's an all-women team, which is great. Like, believe me. And we have 2 contributors with Marlene Corbin and Diane Drube, who contributes to articles and to just they're great people.
I think it's important to mention, so 3 founders, 5 of you, 2 contributors. Like, I feel like for me, it's like a woman crypto art, digital art Avengers, because it's really like. But all of you have, I've been doing huge. And actually, yeah, I won't go through that, but I think it's really like I don't see any similarities other groups like the one you've been doing in terms of founders team, so many skills, so many background, so many experience all together to create a project. Maybe it's related. I don't know. I don't want to compare men and women and stuff like that, but maybe it's something that I don't see, and I don't see any kind of association like this. So it's already interesting, just for that. It's a huge starting point, and this starting point, Pauline, it was like what, 2 years ago, something like this.
Yeah, it was a little before even. It came up from actually it was very Lisbon based, the place you are at the moment, because it started as a very simple club for connecting traditional art collectors I had in my network, and crypto enthusiasts and NFT collectors, because you had at that time a huge wave of people who came and moved to Portugal. And it was from both sides, like contemporary art collectors asking so many questions about this NFT space and what was digital art and how they could actually collect it. And on the other side, you had those people who moved to Lisbon and were asking like, okay, but what's happening in the contemporary art world? What can I see? Where are the galleries? What should I, look at? And it started like this. And we had the support at that time of a Web3 hub called Poolside. So we started doing like exhibitions there and talks, and started having the attention of the community. And funny enough, we started having people applying to the club, because that's how you enter the club. There is an application. So we ask you a question about your contemporary art collection, your NFT collection, and how you're involved in both worlds, if you go to events and so on. And we started having people, applying and telling us, yeah, sure, but I'm not in Lisbon. So what do you have for me? And basically, for the funny story, actually, girls, I met you both in New York because Fanny brought you, Eleonora, to that event of Vils. It was the two of you together. So I knew Fanny from I don't know where. I don't even know if we met in person, to be honest. But we were doing calls like from time to time at that time. I don't know if it was 21 or 22 when we met. And but I met you, Eli, at that time. And we kept having calls from time to time just to update each other on the struggles. And I had Fanny on the phone, and Fanny told me like, oh, I've always wanted to do a club for collectors. Maybe 3 weeks after, I was seeing Eleonora in front of an NFT factory, actually, because she was curating the show of Kevin Abosch. And she was telling me I always wanted to kind of do a Larry's list for digital art. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it would be good that you both join, because in addition, we have people that want an offer in the digital art world. My curatorial expertise is not there. So why don't you join the club and let's do something like, broader, bigger, more global, with a real offer for people who wouldn't be in Lisbon. So this is how it all started.
I see. In the same time, I'm showing also the website because I just wanted to understand. I know actually, but how does it work on the how do you materialize the club, and how does it work now on a daily, monthly basis, basically?
Do you girls want to go for it, or yeah? So how does it materialize? It's a lot ongoing, but we basically have kind of 4 different pillars, let's say. The first one is going to be exclusive content. So every week we have an article that it can be. I think this week was the 5 artists to watch at the Biennale of São Paulo. So it's not only digital art; it's also cover contemporary art. But we also do like collecting tips. So for example, Fanny write about like how do you show digital art at home, or how do you secure your collection? So there is like different angles in the content we write every week. Second pillar is obviously the community. Here we have everyone on Telegram. It's true that in the NFT space, it's normal. In the contemporary art world, there is a lot of barriers, and collectors are not so much put together, let's say. So here it's a big change. And on the Telegram, we have the community chat. We have the access, and then we have a lot of channels per cities. So also people can connect in those cities. They can share about exhibitions, things they have been seeing, and so on. So that's the second pillar. Third one is the access. So we are lucky to have a great community of partners around the world. So it can be from, galleries, fair artists that are giving us access to, it can go from, a few seats at a dinner during an art fair to an access to a drop in whitelist. So any type of access you can think about. We're also having like, tickets for the main fairs and main NFT conferences. And the last one is advisory. So we do have in the membership, we have one session where we kind of help the collectors to understand what they would like us to help on. And then that's what the membership include. So it's a annual membership, and that's what you get access to all year long. So just to finish on this, like this year we did NFT Paris, Art Dubai, Arco Madrid, Arco Lisbon, NFC Lisbon, Art Basel, Digital Art Mile, Art Basel Miami is going to be soon. We did Paris Photo. What else? We did Berlin,
Artesos,
Berlin, Art Basel Paris, Art Basel Hong Kong. Ele was there. And we always tried we have an agenda. So this is the minimum of what we're doing. And trust me, it's not a minimum because it's huge. Where people can access like events, and we tell them what are the fairs, where they can go to the museums and stuff.
Yeah. No, I have the chance to be on the Telegram group also, and you know that you can have access when you are a member. Uh, it's it's a gold. It's really gold, really. I think people, and people can't realize how valuable it is, and I'm pretty sure that you will talk about it. But all the members, sometimes you pay some membership for some stuff, you don't know exactly what you get when you look at this Telegram. You look at all these channels, for each event, for each, now it's Miami that is coming. We can see the program, we can see the special tours that you're organizing. Basically, for me, it's something it's valuable. I mean, even for people, I would say, like us, who are really deep into the space and really active, it's extremely valuable. You have a summary of everything you cannot miss. You have guided tour, you have meetings with artists, you have all the explanation before the event. I'm even not mentioning people who are not deeply on a daily basis into digital art. I would love, I remember, if I would have started to go in Miami for the first time, or Art Basel for the first time, and I wish I would have this tool, to take all the shortcuts and to get direct access, to get the VIP invitations, for Art Basel Miami, for example. It's really, it's gold. And I know that, all the people who are part of it, who are member of it, for them, it's a no-brainer. And I saw that, all along the year, because you've been also, you became more and more insightful, powerful, contentful, and now, for me, it's a no-brainer for most of the people who are interested by digital art. So no, it's really, I'm not saying that because we're starting this together and on a monthly base, but I wanted to know also, just how much it is, to be part of the club, Pauline.
So it's 750 euros per year, or 75 euros per month, and you can pay by crypto on an annual basis.
So can you repeat? Sorry.
750 euros
750
per year. So, or in fiat or in crypto, or you can also pay in fiat for 75 euros per month. We also have this monthly.
Okay, 75 euro per month. Even, to be honest, even if you go to only one event in the year, it's already profitable for me, really. If you go to Art Basel Miami, Art Basel Paris, Paris Photo, NFT Paris, whatever, and of course, if you're interested by digital art, you want to discover more, you want to create, you're interested by this bridge also between digital art and contemporary art, it's a no-brainer, and we'll talk a bit more about it. But really, I'm really honored and happy to have you today, because you're doing a huge job. And I think people can realize really how much you get from this and how active it is. So yeah, I'm happy and excited and can't wait to see what's next. But yes, I don't know. Please.
One thing, there is this strange question going around that I want to address. So the club is led by women, but it's not for only women, it's for everyone. I was asked by more than one person, so it's open to everyone. It is not for women. You're all very, very welcome.
And the reason why we do an application is not to judge your collection and be like, it's not good enough. It's really just to make sure you have an interest in collecting, because I think the worst for collectors clubs is that then you join and then there's no other collectors, right? It's just galleries and curators. And so we do want to make sure that people do collect and have an interest. And you don't need to be an active collector, but at least having an interest in that. So it's really more to know people than just being closed to be closed. It's not a exclusive as in we select people, we just want to make sure they're collectors.
Amazing. And so, Fanny, we're starting a monthly session altogether. So, basically the idea is to be together every last Tuesday, if I'm not wrong. So, today is the first one. So you can, wow, is next one? I think next one will be close to Christmas, actually, or something like this.
I think the next one is New Year, even like, Happy New Year.
Yeah, 30 of December, exactly. But some of us will be there for sure, and I will be there. And so basically, we started this session. What is the idea of this monthly meeting, basically?
I mean, so the idea was that to have a little review of what happened in digital art, for in this case, the month of November, doing a little bit of recap of what happened, what you might have missed, and then having one focus on one specific topic. I mean, today is the introduction, but we'll, for the next sessions, we'll have a guest, a collector, or someone who's active in the digital art space, and then close up with what's coming up, and kind of to give you, if you're interested in collecting digital art, what's happening, and with a focus on Web3, of course.
Exactly. And so what's the focus for today, Fanny?
So today, I think, I mean, you had a lot of sessions on Paris Photo, but there have been a few other things happening in November that we wanted to touch on, especially Art on Tezos Berlin and Art Abu Dhabi, that Pauline covered, and then kind of leading up to next week to Miami Art Week, and we thought that for the seminal digital art sector of Art Basel Miami, it was also good to put these things back in context, and for people who have not been to Miami Art Week, it's quite something. So we thought a little introduction to what this chaotic week is and means, and how many art fairs there are, and so on, and also a little just going back a few years to see also what blockchain art events have been added for the past few years in Miami, because there've been quite a few since 2018. So we thought it was
okay. Wow.
good to go back.
A lot of things to talk about. Thank you, Rem, for being with us, and let's see you at the next episode. And so let's go ahead. So with just quickly, coming back on what happened, basically the last few weeks. So you mentioned Paris Photo, and yeah, it was something important. You've been doing a lot, and Art on Tezos, right?
Yeah, so I can put the visual if you want. We had without the sound, but just so you can see a little bit what it looked like. I mean, it was an exhibition that had many different galleries exhibiting in a space in Berlin. And it was quite diverse, right? Una was doing a few performances. There were artist talks. There was a sculpture of 21 or 11.5, sorry, MacBooks, and then some.
So because this Art on Tezos is a new event. So it happened in Berlin 2 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Or last week. And so the idea is to get the Tezos community all together to showcase art and let people discover it, right?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, that the first branded event as Art on Tezos. Obviously, there've been many Tezos events around art, including at Art Basel Miami, actually, in 2021 and 2022. And so this time, like, this is the first time, like, they've been like this Art on Tezos branding, and I think they want to do more, and it's really like a community event, but also like it's between a community event, an exhibition, and an art fair, right? And it's none of the three things. And I mean, it was kind of exciting to see a new type of event, coming live. The goal was also to like expand the knowledge about Tezos for like other communities in Berlin. So like people, like, it was open on the street and coming by. So yeah, it was 3 days, artist talks, performances. We hosted a breakfast. There was panels like right here with collectors. There were like many different things, many talks like that with artists, and it was a big team like organizing it. So it was quite special.
Okay, sorry. Community. I feel like the community-centric idea, but also the idea of Tezos supporting always digital art and trying to also be innovative in the way they exhibit it.
Yeah,
So,
with Anika did the curation for it, so it was.
yes, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. And so that was
beginning of November.
Beginning of November.
Yeah.
On Paris Photo, you've been active also. Yeah, we covered that a lot. We had the chance also, and I know that Rem, who left, had the chance also to do a special visit with his students, also with you, Fanny, if I'm not wrong.
Which is nice. I mean, it's we should have way more focus on students, and it's a little sad sometimes that art fairs focus on more like serious collectors, but like really we should think about the next ones, right? Like who are and they were really interested and really asking a lot of questions, and so it's
yeah, we are working for them. And so what's next?
Well, I guess, Pauline, if you want to tell us a bit about Art Abu Dhabi.
Just a line, because I think it's really interesting, and it's also outlining another region of the world where some things are happening. But we actually did a tour at Abu Dhabi Art, because you had one section that was called Outliers, and it was organized by Reimagine. So Reimagine has been founded by a collector actually, but the purpose of Reimagine is kind of a studio putting up like exhibitions or workshops. They are onboarding artists to start using blockchain. They are doing an important work. They're just started here in the region, and they had that 2 rooms actually. Where they were showing like major collections. So you had Burner from James Bloom, you had Lifeform from Sarah Friend, you have the Infinite Garden from Leander Herzog, you had Salt on the right from Luca Braconnier, and then Matt Castle and Matt Kane. So this was this main.
I saw the pixels from Kim Sandorf also, I think.
And Pixel Dex was inside where we had the talk, exactly.
Okay.
And then you had this other room where you have Alt Cheetah, which is a new collection from James Bloom that is using reinforcement learning. Was very, very interesting. New ways to look at the work as well. And I think it was a great success. Like the founder of Reimagine was very happy because obviously when you do it in a main art fair, you're going to have a lot of people who have no idea about art and blockchain. And they did that program of talks as well around curation, around collecting and so on. I was actually in the talk with one of our members, Basha, and it was very insightful. So I really encourage anyone to look into what Reimagine is working on in the Middle East. Okay,
it's basically an art fair, and so you've been doing the digital art area, right?
Exactly. We brought collectors for a tour with the founder of Reimagine. James Boom also there, so talking about this series. So we did the tour in this room that we showed, and then in his room, and then we had a talk basically. So, but we were invited like by Reimagine, yeah.
Okay, nice. And actually, Abu Dhabi is like taking a big place, a big
Oh,
space
yeah.
in
Yeah,
the.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
they are actually in that same week they inaugurated also the Natural History Museum, which is like mind blowing. Right next door you have like these crazy museums that they commission Team Labs to do it. So it's like I would say more than 2 hours and a half of immersive experiences. It's really next level what the region is doing.
Was
Wow.
it organized with the Freeze? Was it not like Freeze taking over?
Freeze is taking over next year.
Next
This
year.
was still Abu Dhabi Art, but yeah, Freeze is taking over next year. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, and actually, a lot of people now are comparing Abu Dhabi, that is also kind of taking a lot of mind space over even Miami. Some people tell me now, yeah, I don't know if I'm going maybe to Abu Dhabi instead of Miami, but Miami is still Miami so far. I tried to do a transition, so yeah.
Very good one.
Smooth.
So Art Basel Miami will happen next week, actually. So I think Eleonora, you will be the 100 collector steward in town for this one. And actually, yeah, first, again, the content you're providing, I think Fanny, even the first Art Basel I've been doing, it was in 2021. I was already reading Fanny's notions to because it's you can be lost. There are like 1,000 things happening in the same time everywhere. The city is huge, the traffic is crazy, the people are everywhere. You have in the same time the art week, the fashion week, the design week, the tech week, the whatever week. So it's super crazy, and you need to be guided into that. But there is one kind of yeah, Fanny, please.
No. I mean, and it's funny that you say that, because that's really the origin of the agendas. Were like me sending like like, oh, well, like making a small Telegram group, like, oh, we'll be there, like, oh, let's go there, and then upgrading that Telegram group to like a newsletter, and then being like, well, maybe like that would be beneficial for other people, just like, well, a little bit like the travel concierge of like collectors,
But
and even when it's not like a big event like that, now people like members tell us like, oh, I'll be in like Rio de Janeiro next week, like what can I see, like what, and it's really fun to do for them, like I think this is really, people appreciate it.
No, I think it's really lifesaver, especially also for people like me who just take, the plane, just buy the plane 1 week before, and the hotel also the same, and say, okay, now I need to see what I'm gonna do in this city. And I see a lot of people in the group say, okay, I come. What should I do? And that's really nice. So, but also, you will talk about this, and the curation, really the curation of what to do is really important. There is one big news, one important information about Art Basel this week. I don't know if who want to talk about it, basically. Eleonora, maybe.
What happened besides the fact that we have a digital sector? That's what
Hey, man, this is a big information.
like, I'm not informed about anything else. No, I mean, on the agenda point, in the past, it got to a point where nobody will move without Fanny's list. I was like, because yes, I mean, we're all the same, like everyone gets in town, even people who know what's happening, like that you don't really know when and where. And yeah, so this like 100 collectors agenda does have like this footprint that comes from the past, which is like Fanny, the queen of like these lists that she creates for everything. But yes, so it's happening. It seems like we do have a digital sector for real inside the fair, not outside, not we always say like close to the bathroom. Maybe yes, it's still close to the bathroom, but it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people crossing the path if it is close to the bathroom. No, but besides kidding, it's it was a very nice officially published news with a like a proper press release announcing that 010 is going to exist. And I think it's a little bit of a historical moment really for this to happen. It was kind of like moving to see this, I have to say. And so yes, we have been hearing from pretty much everyone we know, many people we know, and galleries and artists and advisors and are involved in this. Eli is the curator. Also, congrats to Eli. Congrats to everyone. So we weren't sure for a little bit of time if it would happen or not. So very happy that it is happening. As for us, we will be there as we usually are, as we have been talking about today in the morning. For pretty much every art fair in the world that has a digital part that we can present to our collectors and to external collectors who would like to join. So yes, so we will be in Miami doing guided tours in the digital sector. It's pretty like for the first time in Miami is happening in inside the fair, because then Fendi will talk about it, but obviously there has been digital art exhibited in Miami for quite some years, and like blockchain art events from Pepe to more organized booth. But this year we're actually going to have this space with I believe 13 exhibitors, I believe. So it's quite exciting to know that it's happening in the fair. So we will be doing tours, and we will do it through our signature, one of our signature formats, which is Meet the Artist. It's a format that we really love because it's always nice to look at the art and understanding the art through the words and the thoughts of the artists. So for now, I can say that in the first day, which is the VIP day, first day, on the 3rd, we're going to have Meet the Artist with Beeple and Larva Labs. Matt is going to be there. And then on the 4th, we will have still Meet the Artist, but with all the exhibitors, and we will take our collectors around that. And then also, as following what Pauline was explaining about what we do, we also work a lot on creation of content. So usually I do the art picks for our collectors, meaning that we talk to all the galleries and exhibitors that are in the digital art sector for this, but for any other fair. We gather all the catalogs, so the offering for our collectors to have a preview, and a look on what's going to be exhibited and one they can collect. And then I select a few picks that I think maybe it's interesting for different reasons for collectors to look at or to collect and present to our collectors. And yes, we will be there. So if you want to also join the tours or have a a walk with us through the different booths, we know all the artists, and it's a pleasure for us to to do this. And we're very excited about 010.
So, and also, a lot of people ask where the name came from. So Eli explained that it was actually a historical reference to 1915 exhibition by Kazimir Malevich, the last futurist exhibition of paintings 0,10, which was set up the avant-garde movement. And so just so you know, the 0,10 with the reference to binary. And I know it was quite important for them to not name it necessarily the digital sector, keeping because what they're going to show is also a lot of physical works, a lot of sculptures, jewelry even, prints. So they didn't want anything on the nose or too restrictive, right? Like which we all struggle with on like what to call something that is currently happening, and it's quite smart to put it back in perspective.
So yeah, Eli Scheinman, so he's the main curator, and he's been helped also by many key people in the space. I think that have been trying to push to do that. They've been working, and I think what they said is that okay, this edition in Miami, you have kind of, I would say, the best sellers, to make it simple. You mentioned Beeple, Dimitri Cherniak at AOTM, Artblocks / Larva Labs for Queens, I believe, Asprey Studio, and Yatreda. We can see all these big names, Manfremore, IX Shells, Michael Kozlowski. What is his name again? Michael Kozlowski. Like Kim Asendorf, Joe Peace, Excopy with Nguyen Wahid, Mario Klingenman with On Chaos, James Turrell, Pace Gallery, Tyler Hobbs, Solos, Louis Yang, with UBS, Jack Butcher. It's like, it's feel like it's kind of the how I would say introduction in a way with who are the biggest seller of digital art right now, or something like this. What do you think about this curation? I don't know, maybe Eleonora.
No, I think it's great. It makes sense. It's very important, I think, whenever we present ourselves to the external world. Already, like, the art world is a little niche. The digital art world is a smaller niche. The blockchain digital art world is like this, very, very little niche. So it is important, especially, I think, as a first, like almost like experiment to see how it goes. And then there is Hong Kong, if it goes well, etc. It is important and also it's an art fair. This is not like an institutional exhibition. So when you say like the biggest sellers, it kind of like makes sense. I would like to add that it's not only the biggest like sellers, but it's really kind of like amazing artists that create amazing art.
Of course.
And so it makes a lot of sense to do the first, like, put the first footstep with these names. So let's see how it goes. But I think the curation is quite remarkable for the participants.
And there's also like I mean, Quine, for example, like from Larva Labs, they're gonna show like actually the outputs, like the 497 outputs of the collection, like printed on a table, like, along with some like very special like prints, and so all of them have been really. I mean, Dimitri Cherniak has like one of the giant sculpture, and so it's all really well thought through on how to present that, like not just screen to avoid the screensaver effect, like that nobody wants us to be limited to. But while keeping some fun, I think like Beeple is like unleashing robot dogs in Art Basel that will poop prints. Which I'm like very sad not to be able to chase a dog that poops a print by people. And then some of these prints, only a few of them will be linked to an actual NFT. So it's a little bit of a treasure hunt, which we were talking about that at Paris Photo. It's like we're putting back the fun into like art fairs, and I feel like this is a little like cheesy to say, but I think we lost that along the way in the art world, and I'm really glad this is coming back. We're just coming back with our frogs and our dogs and our like crazy things, but it's like like while still saying something interesting, and I think Benny said that that he thought that our the Web3 artists were more interesting sometimes than than things you see at art fairs. And I know we're all drinking the Kool-Aid, but like these are concepts that at least interest us, and I think we all want more people to know these artists and know what they have to say, because they all have something very interesting to say. So very happy
Of
to
course.
spread the word.
And I think, I think it's maybe, the best way to start, show what is, like basically, I know that, they mentioned that they will continue this 0-10 sector in Art Basel Hong Kong also. And then I think they will see how to extend it, potentially or not, for the future other ones in other cities. Maybe Hong Kong will be a different curation with more local artists, also something different. But here, yeah, I was saying the best sellers, but also to not mention, because of course I don't want to say the best ones or whatever, because it's it doesn't make sense to say it. But of course, if they are the best sellers, there is a reason why. And yeah, it's actually a very diverse, when you say from Beeple to Dimitri Cherniak to Xcopy to like Jopis, or all these artists are very different and have something different, and also the support they will use will make things different. So yeah, I believe it's something you mentioned that, Eleonora, historical, something that we don't know what is the future of digital art, and if Art Basel will continue that, we'll do that for 1 year or maybe for the next 10 years. But whatever happens, it's something important. And
I think we can be proud of that, because it's also quite an achievement. But it's also, I mean, Art Basel has dipped their fingers, right? Like in the past years, with collaborations with Bright Moments, with Iconic, to create prints that were linked to an NFT. They've they've dipped their fingers in like different experiments, like with external partners, and this really like brings that inside Art Basel, like within the fair organization, with, as you said, like a multi-year plan, right? Like, so of course it will evolve, like, right? Like, we're not saying this is going to be the same for the next few years, but at least for a few editions. And I think this is quite important to like bring back to that. And I think everybody has a lot of people have mentioned the Larva Lab like now being like exhibited by Art Basel, like and that, like, it started when Matt and John were invited in 2018 as like part of the conversation of Art Basel, but like not at all exhibited, right? So it's like it's a lot of like like
yeah, a lot of episodes.
And,
We mentioned the toilet episode with Tezos area, but that was also something interesting, and at the beginning we felt like it was out. A lot of side events happened always all along the last 5-6 years, and now, yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting evolution. I know that you mentioned also Iconic moments that have been selling basically the official poster of Art Basel, I think at least for a year or for maybe 18 months, for every Art Basel, you've been able to buy the official poster in the shop, in Art Basel shop, that was hybrid poster, and always with a digital artist, and so they will go ahead with this, I believe, also this year. So that's, they've been following the topic for a long time. It was in the air. Now it's happening. So
like it's nice that Jenny Fulton has been putting on like this programming with the digital art dialogues for quite a while. Like, it happened a few times already. So it's also like in terms of like an attempt for like education and like to talk about the topic. So not only like in actually like the art cell. So yeah, they have been preparing also like in terms of content I find pretty funny. I wanted to say that I think it's interesting when Fanny mentioned the Beeple's dogs, and also I know Xcopy. I don't know if I can reveal this, but like, you know, the people need to be on site to collect certain kind of works, and it's already happening that I know for Beeple and Xcopy. Even for like Larva Labs, there is a few works that you can only collect on site. You cannot collect from like a remote. And so I find it to be like a nice strategy for us, being very, very digital and like used to, you know, like purchase and collect on marketplaces, to actually, like, if you want a Beeple print, you have to go there.
People print and NFTs, and
Yeah.
that will be given for free, basically.
Yeah, and Xcopy too. Yeah.
So yeah, people will run after the dogs. It will be crazy. So so yeah, I think also the idea is to bring some craziness. Also, you mentioned that, you know, about the most interesting. We believe, I think here, if we are into this space, it's because we believe that, you know, the most interesting part of art in the 21st century is coming from digital, and so we believe also that more and more people, you know, will believe that maybe it's a generational, maybe it's just, you know, yeah, you need time to make it happen. But, you know, again, you know, we say a lot that you know, it's hard, that collectors are not so many, but, you know, we see it's happening, you know. And if you step a bit back, you know, I always say that, you know, we are in the eye of the cyclone, so, you know, it's very quiet for us, but, you know, if you go a bit outside, you see a crazy movement happening. And so I think, you know, there are collectors. There are at least 100 members now, part of 100 collector. Tell me if I'm wrong, Pauline, but you celebrated this.
That's true. That's true. We are more now. We already got new members in, because obviously we don't stop at 100 if we want to do a revolution. But yeah, we celebrated last week 100 collectors. Very happy. Thank you for everything. Yeah.
So it's a big milestone. And so just, okay, we mentioned quickly the main events. I think a lot of things will happen, of course, in the main event now, because, yeah, you know, I see that, you know, you will have this, you will have happening, you will have artists on the, you know, ability to chat with the artists on their booth, or maybe somewhere else. Are there some stuff happening outside of the main Art Basel event?
Yeah, there's a lot of other things. Well, first off, like, there are at least 15 other fairs happening at the same time as Art Basel, because as it drives collectors in, then satellite art fairs develop, right? And I think Miami is probably the one with the most like side fairs. So Pauline will be actually at Art Miami. There is Nguyen Wahed, like Mimi is also exhibiting, not just in the 010 sector, but also at NADA. You will also find
what is NADA?
NADA art fair. It's another fair. It's like the like organized by the Gallery Association.
New Art Dealer Alliance.
New Art Dealer Alliance, yeah.
It's actually, I really enjoyed it when I went there. It's like the building is kind of, well, it's Art Deco, like 20s, beautiful place, and actually the curation is really nice. It's like really emerging, cutting edge, really cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there are many. So yeah, I mentioned Art
There's
Miami.
Scope
is very famous also on Miami Beach.
Untitled, you will have Beatform at Untitled as well. There's Untitled is also on the beach. You have, I believe, Heft as well is at Untitled. So there's a lot of things. And if you are going to Miami for the first time, just want to share this one map, right, of Miami, because there is one thing that gets harder every single year, and it is the traffic between like South Beach and Miami. And as you can see, these dots are like the art fairs, right? And so these are like these like three tiny bridges between the beach and the mainland, and you will stay an hour and a half minimum in traffic between the two. So if you have a meeting here and want to have lunch like there, no, you are not going to do that, right? So like this is something like very important, like just on the planning, like just, you know, this is plan one day in Miami Beach and one day in Miami mainland. This is
strategically you need to choose your side every day at least, or even then otherwise you will spend a lot of time on the bridge in the taxi. And
But to your question on other events, there is also Beat Basel happening, which is more of a crypto conference and exhibition. They are doing the exhibition. It's at the Sagamore Hotel. And this year's exhibition is in partnership with Super Chief Gallery. So they do like more like panels and conferences things, but also crypto art exhibition. You also have the Mud Foundation that is doing a programming by Charlotte Kent, curated by Charlotte Kent, with public art intervention. So I would not sleep on this one. This is going to be great. And then there are like a few other, you know, like things around that, like we will like do with our. You'll see in our agenda, like we do two versions of the agenda actually, one for our members and then one for the public that has also contemporary art exhibitions that we recommend in the city while you're in town. So
okay. So it's going to be pretty intense. What are the ideal dates, according to you, to go to Miami? So if people didn't get their ticket yet, of course, you know, the fair is, if I'm not wrong, happening December 4th to 7th, if you include the VIPs.
Third is the VIP opening.
Okay.
I mean, preview and yeah.
But if people want to stay a bit more, it's better to be a bit before or a bit after the fair?
I would say before, because on the 1st of December, there is the LACMA organizing this amazing, like, I don't remember the name.
Oh, yeah, I did it at the symposium something. Amazing. I was there last year. It was really nice.
So that's really not to be missed. Like if you come to Miami, you should be there by the 1st. I believe.
You know, actually last year was it was not huge in terms of digital art in Miami, you know, because the main event was not so much. And you really have very few stuff happening, but nice ones, you know, like one event a day, basically. It was really like and so, you know, I can see the difference and it's really exciting to see that how it changed between last year. That was like, I would say 50 people going from the LACMA event to the CryptoPunk brunch to this now total craziness that will happen this week. So yeah, happy, really happy, and you will have a lot of fun. And we will get the report on this for the next on 100C, of course, and for the next 100C morning that we will do together next month.
Yes.
Cool. I think, you know, we are already a little bit over time, but I wanted to just thank everybody, to remind you that the best way, you know, the best way to follow 100 Collectors is, I believe, to go on Twitter. Yeah, so it's pretty simple.
I post digital art memes every Monday.
Aha. Okay.
I'm unboxing myself as the meme person.
You are the one.
She's the meme maker. You should go check what she posted yesterday. It's our face during this week.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that, you know. Can't wait. So that's so you just type 100 collectors. So 100 collectors with a S in the end on Twitter, and so you can get access then, you know, to everything, to the website 100collectors.art, and to then get your membership access if you don't, and then this Telegram group. I really then it's the end goal for everybody, I believe. So thank you very much, Fanny, Eleonora, Pauline. Have fun also, and see you next month, for the next 100 Collector Morning. Have a great day and good morning.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Happy. Good morning.